Welcome to Howard's Opinion, the ultimate destination for sports enthusiasts and fans of lively discussion. I'm your host, Howard, and I'm thrilled to have you tuning in today. We've got a fantastic show lined up for you, packed with analysis, debate, and expert insights on the latest developments from the world of sports. To kick things off, let's dive into the highlights from last night's MLB action. The Kansas City Royals were on fire, trouncing the Toronto Blue Jays in a staggering 21 victory. Yes, you heard that right, 20 runs. The Royals' offense was unstoppable, with Salvador Perez smashing his 30th home run of the season and Vinny Pasquantino racking up 4 hits, including 2 doubles. But what really caught my attention was the dismal performance of Blue Jays pitcher Max Scherzer. The veteran ace lasted just a fraction of an inning, surrendering 7 hits and 7 runs before being yanked from the game. It was Scherzer's shortest non-injury start of his career, and a far cry from the dominant form we've come to expect from him. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, "Hey Howard, it's just one bad outing, no big deal." But let me tell you, this loss has significant implications for the Blue Jays' playoff hopes. They're already struggling to keep pace with their division rivals, and a thrashing like this can't help but dent their confidence. As we delve deeper into the world of sports, we'll be exploring more stories like this, examining the triumphs and tribulations of teams and athletes across various leagues. We'll also be sharing expert analysis, debating hot topics, and hearing from special guests who'll bring unique perspectives to the table. So sit back, relax, and get ready for a wild ride on Howard's Opinion. We'll be right back with more fascinating sports news on Howard's Opinion. Welcome back to Howard's Opinion, folks. We're diving into the world of sports, and I've got a couple of stories that are sure to get you talking. First up, we've got an update on the Philadelphia Eagles, specifically their notorious tush-push play. You know, that rugby-style scrum they love to break out on 4th and 1 situations? Well, it seems like the rest of the NFL is getting a little tired of it. According to Jason Kelce, the Eagles' veteran center, he thinks the play is done for. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why would the Eagles get rid of something that's been so successful for them? But Kelce says there are people within the league who want the play gone, and he's not too concerned about it. Now, I've got to say, I'm a little surprised by this. The tush-push has become an iconic part of the Eagles' identity, and it's been a thorn in the side of opposing defenses for years. But at the same time, I can see why some teams might be getting a little frustrated with it. I mean, it's not exactly the most elegant play in the world, is it? But here's the thing. The Eagles are still going to run it, and they're still going to be successful with it. They've converted 96.6% of the time when running the play in 4th and 1 situations, which is just insane. And let's be real, folks. If you know it's coming and you still can't stop it, that's on you. On a related note, we've also got an update on Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts, who scored a touchdown on a tush-push en route to sending the Chiefs to their first 0-2 start since 2014. And speaking of injuries, we got some news on Jalen Hurts' teammate. Jalen Hurts is doing well, but his teammate Jalen is not. No, actually it's about Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts' health, and also another story about the Eagles running back who has been having a tough time with injuries. Moving right along, we've also got some news on the Green Bay Packers, who proposed banning the tush-push at the NFL Spring Owners Meeting. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, hey, that's not fair. The Eagles should be able to run their play. But let me tell you folks, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I'm getting tired of watching my team get pushed around like that. In any case, it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out. Will the Eagles continue to dominate with their trusty tush-push, or will opposing teams finally figure out a way to stop it? Stay tuned, folks. We'll be keeping an eye on this one. And in other news, the Eagles' Jalen Hurts is not the only quarterback making headlines these days, but that's a story for another time. Stay tuned for our final story of the day, right here on Howard's Opinion. Welcome back to Howard's Opinion, folks. We're wrapping up today's show with a fascinating story that I just can't wait to dive into. You know, we often talk about the future of sports, and today I want to share with you an exciting tale about a young baseball phenom who's making waves in the MLB. Meet Ethan Holliday, the 18-year-old son of former MLB star Matt Holliday. This kid is a force to be reckoned with on the field, and I'm not just saying that because of his famous last name. Ethan was recently drafted by the Colorado Rockies and has already started making a name for himself in the minor leagues. What's really impressive about Ethan is his raw power and talent. The kid can hit the ball out of the park like it's nobody's business. In a recent batting practice session at Coors Field, he was blasting home runs left and right, with one even clearing the second deck in center field. I mean, that's some serious pop for an 18-year-old. But what I love about Ethan's story is that he's not just relying on his natural ability to get by. He's putting in the hard work to improve his game, learning from his coaches and teammates, and soaking up every bit of advice he can get. And with his dad, Matt, and brother, Jackson, who plays for the Orioles, to guide him, Ethan's got a solid support system to help him navigate the ups and downs of professional baseball. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, okay, Howard, this kid sounds like a prodigy, but what about the pressure? Can he handle the spotlight? Well, from what I've seen, Ethan seems like a level-headed kid who's taking it all in stride. He's focused on his game, and he's not getting too caught up in the hype surrounding him. As we close out today's show, I want to leave you with a thought. Ethan Holliday is just one example of the exciting young talent that's emerging in sports today. These kids are the future of the game, folks, and it's thrilling to think about what they might achieve. That's all for today's Howard's Opinion. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, these are some of my humble thoughts.